What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is going to be a long video, but I want to tell you a joke. And this is my favorite joke of all time. It's a little long, but it's worth hearing, I think. It's worth it every time I tell it, so we'll just get right into it now. This is a joke about a zoo and a guy who inherits a zoo. He gets a letter in the mail explaining to him that his uncle has passed and that he needs to come to the reading of the will. He comes to the reading of the will, and he's the only person there. And the lawyer says to him, "Look, man, it looks like you've inherited this zoo in Little Rock, Arkansas, you know? It's a little small zoo. It's not too big. It's got a big lion cage in the center. It's got an aviary in the southeast corner. In the northwest corner, there's this nice aquarium. You can put big fish in it if you wanted to. It's nice, but it's kind of run down. It's kind of broken. Your uncle is willing to give it to the state, but he's also willing to leave it with you with $20,000 with the agreement that you'll get this zoo back up and running." And the guy's like, "Sure, man, I'll do my best." So he agrees. He takes the check and he goes to look at the zoo, and it is dilapidated. It is falling apart. It is one of the just crappiest places you'll ever see. The cages need to be repaired. The buildings need to be repaired. The entrances, the sign is just falling down. You know, it's just terrible. But he takes that $20,000 and he invests it in the zoo. And before you know it, he's broke. So he ends up selling his house. And he starts living at the zoo to try to get up enough money. And he puts all that money into the zoo. And it's about 2 weeks from opening. And he realizes he's forgot something. He's looking around the zoo all proud, super happy. And he realizes he's forgotten one crucial element. Do you know what it is? I bet you do. It's the animals. No animals. He forgot animals, and it's a zoo. You know, he's got this awesome snack bar. He's got this awesome cage. He's got all this great stuff. No animals. So he frantically grabs his laptop, and, you know, he's stealing Wi-Fi. He's staying in the back of the snack shack, you know, because there's good food in there. And he's stealing Wi-Fi from the Starbucks next door. Because here's the thing. Starbucks, they don't turn off their Wi-Fi at night. I don't know if you know that, but if you go park in front of a Starbucks, you got free Wi-Fi. And that's what he's doing. He uses his laptop to steal the Wi-Fi there. And dude's frantically trying to find some sort of animals. And he comes across this place in Eureka, Arkansas, that has this wonderful lion sanctuary. And he calls them and he says, "Could you give me some lions for my nice big lion cage right out in the middle?" They said, "No, but we could do you one better. We're always taking in all these awesome foster lions, who we end up taking care of. The problem is we're out of room, and the state of Arkansas has dozens and dozens of lions that they'd love for you to take care of." So he calls the state of Arkansas. State of Arkansas makes an arrangement. They're going to bring 20 lions, and they're going to put them in the center of that cage. And so the day comes a couple days later, and there they are, a nice big truck. They back it up to the lion cage, and the guy's signing the paperwork, looking in the lion cage, signing the paperwork, you know, getting the check. And the guy's like, "All right, man, very simple. You're going to take care of these lions. You're going to take care of them for us. And it's just going to be easy. You're going to get a stipend every month, and we're going to go ahead and give you a $10,000 advance to help you feed the lions, take care of everything. Plus, we got some toys and food stuff here. They're going to have a great time." And as he's watching these lions come down the ramp and go into the cage, they start going into corners. They start going into different corners. They end up laying down, and they end up going to sleep. They're not moving. And even to get them off the truck, they're having to prod them in the butt. "Come on, you fucking lion, get moving, get moving." And they're just like falling asleep on the ramp. They're falling asleep at the foot of the ramp. They don't care. They're just exhausted. And the guy's like, "Hey, man, what's wrong with my lions?" And the guy from the state of Arkansas says, "Hey, number one, these are not your lions, buddy. These lions do not belong to you. They are not a gift. Okay, you are to protect them. You are to take care of them. But these lions, they belong to the state. Do you understand? And you'll get this money. You'll get the stipend, but you have to take excellent care of them. They are not your lions." And the guy's like, "Geez, well, okay, fine. They're your lions, all right? They're state lions. They're not mine, buddy. I work for the state. All right, fine. They belong to the state. It's fine. Why do they just lay there? They're not moving." Because these lions are real tired, man. They used to work bodyguards for the Mexican cartel right there along the border of America and Mexico. These lions were running up and down that border all day. And then the owner, he would give them cocaine. They were jacked up. They were cracked out all the time, dude. And now they're old. Their hearts are weak. They just need rest. We give them sedatives so they don't get jonesing for crack. You know, we try to take care of them, you know. And he goes, all right, man, I get it. But no one's going to want to see sleep in line. He goes, look, do you want the check or not? Well, $10,000. Fine. He signs it away. So he's got a little money to buy some stuff with, and he's going to buy some birds. He's checking on Craigslist, and he sees this awesome deal that says, birds, $10 each. Come to this address. The guy's like, well, that could be a scam, but whatever. I'll show up. I got $10,000 in the bank. We're going to be set here. And he shows up, and the guy's like, all right, are you the guy looking for birds? Yeah, sure am. All right, well, I got about 1,000 minor birds back here. $10 each. And he goes, all right, is that all you have is minor birds? Yep, that's all we got, minor birds. The guy's like, well, all right, I'll take like 5. He goes, no, dude, the deal is it's all 1,000 of them, $10 each, 10 grand. That's what I want for all the birds. He goes, come on, man, just sell me a few. He goes, look, it's them or nothing. What do you want to do? Well, gotta have birds for the aviary. It's a lot of birds. Look, dude, it's going to be fine. They're colorful. They're beautiful. The kids like them. They talk when you talk to them. Check it out. Hey, minor bird. Fuck you! See, they're beautiful. They don't always say fuck you, but they do. They will say that occasionally. But beautiful plumage. Beautiful. The kids are going to love them. Don't worry, buddy. All right, we'll bring him to my zoo. Okay, that's fine. He unloads him into the aviary, and there he goes. And so it's about a week from opening, and he realizes he's got to get some fish for the aquarium. Doesn't even matter what they are. They just be tropical fish. Now they've got to be free because he's broke again, right? So he's Googling through the internet and he's trying to find something and posts a few things at Craigslist looking for free showfish. And he knows nothing's going to happen. And one night he gets a mysterious email in his Gmail, and he opens it up and it reads, "Arr, matey, I hear ye be looking for fish." And the guy replies, he says, well, why are you typing like that, number one? And number two, yeah, I need fish. And the guy says, well, come to the docks here in the crap, because he's in Little Rock, so I don't know, that's landlocked. The Gulf of Mexico, that's where I am. Come to the Gulf of Mexico where me warehouse is, and I'll give ye some fish, And so he hops in his car and he drives down there, and he's out on the pier of one of these docks, and it's all super misty, it's creepy, hates it, and this guy comes walking out of the dark, and the guy's got a wooden leg, and the guy's got a hook for a hand, and he's got a patch over his eye, and he's wearing like this piratey hat, and the guy looks at him and says, hey, are you peglegpete at 4514@gmail.com? And the guy goes, look at me. What do you think? I've only got one leg. I've got a wooden leg for fuck's sakes. It's 2014. Why would I have of course I'm a pirate. Come on. I want to show you the fish. So he takes him into this warehouse, and he looks into the water there. Right there, there's a big like pool, and he looks into the water, and he sees 3 or 4 little fins sticking up out of the water, and he's like, oh my God, sharks. Oh, I'm going to get sharks. It's so great. Sharks. And he says, oh, sharks, man. And the pirate's like, no, those not be sharks. Those be porpoises. They're much more evil than shark. And the guy's like, I don't know if that's true, because sharks are like killing machines. Like that, all they do is eat like constantly. They never sleep. They're pretty evil. Porpoises are like the showfish at SeaWorld and everything, right? They do the tricks, and no, not these porpoises, for they be cursed. Cursed porpoise. I don't know. What does that even mean? How do fish get a curse? Who even put that on them? And he goes, well, I'll show ye the depths of their depravity. And he goes and he gets a bucket of fish, and he hands it to the guy. And he goes, throw these fish into the water. And he takes the big bucket of fish and dumps them into the water. And if you don't know this, porpoises normally love fish. They just love, that's the thing they eat. And so normally they would just like swim all around, super happy, and eat these fish. They're completely ignoring these fish. Some are floating, some are sinking to the bottom. They don't even care. And he goes, that's weird. They don't eat fish. Are they like vegetarian? Oh, you wish they was vegetarian. But they're not. They're totally crazy. And he's like, well, show me what do they eat? Because they only eat the freshest of fowls. And Peg Leg Pete walks over to the window and he flings it open with his hook hand, and he reaches out with his hooked hand and his fresh hand, and he grabs a couple seagulls that are out on the ledge and he snaps their necks, and he takes them over and he throws them into the water, and these porpoises go crazy. They just go crazy. Like, they are just humping each other, and they're like, their eyes are glowing red, whoa, and they're just like all this crazy noise is coming out of the water, and there's like red light just out of nowhere. There's no lights in this aquarium. There's like a red light, and there's mist raising up, and they're just ripping apart these carcasses, these blood in the water. There's all kinds of gross porpoise vomit and fluids, and it's disgusting, and they're like biting each other's blood, and you can see little souls escaping out of the water. The water's boiling. It's boiling. Inexplicably, it's boiling. And there's these souls trying to escape out of the water and into the mist. And they're getting sucked back down through the porpoise's little blowholes, And the guy's like, Jesus, what? I've never seen anything like this in my life. I don't even know how that is. How much you want for them? And the guy says, if you take their curse, then they be yours. And the guy's like, oh, okay. All right. And he looks up, and as he looks up, Peg Leg Pete is evaporating into the mist. He's disappearing. He goes, the curse be yours totally now. Or no. And he's just gone. He just evaporates. And the guy's like, I don't know who owns this warehouse. I don't know how I'm going to get these fish back. Because it's a pretty big drive. Look at the map. It's from the Gulf of Mexico to Arkansas. It's a long ways. But he gets truck? I don't know. I don't know how to transport porpoises. I don't know the guy personally. I just know that he got them there. That's all I know. And when I heard the story, he got the porpoise. I don't know how you transport. Maybe helicopter? Helicopter is possible. But a jetliner would work too. Bus. But anyway, he gets the porpoises there, and he gets them in the aquarium, and it's the night before opening. I just don't know how you get porpoises there. It's the night before opening, and, he's going to run the zoo all himself that day. He's got a small test crew coming in, and he's laying in bed in the back of the snack shack, and, he's eating cotton candy from the snacks, and he's just kind of looking at Reddit on the internet, and he's just having a great old time, and he hears the porpoises, and they're fighting, and he goes, oh, I forgot to feed the porpoises. I better check on them. So he gets up, and he runs all the way around the big lion cage and gets over to the aquarium, and he busts open the door, and he looks inside, and sure enough, man, they're fighting. They're killing each other. And he goes, oh my God, what am I going to do? I know I can feed a minor bird. So he runs all the way around the big lion cage to get to the aviary, And he reaches into the aviary, just reaches through the bars, and he grabs a couple of minor birds, he slaps their necks, and he pulls them through the bars, and the bones and the wings snap, But he gets them through there, and he's like, I gotta hurry, and he's running, and he begins to go all the way around the big lion cage, but he realizes he could take a shortcut. All he'd have to do is open the lion cage here, and go to the other side of the lion cage, and open the door there. He'd be through. And those lions, they don't care. They're always sleeping. Anyway, they're not going to attack him or anything. They're like doped. They don't care. They're just exhausted. So he opens up the door, and sure enough, he's surrounded by lions. None of them care. And he starts slowly walking through there. He's still faster than running around. But he's slowly walking across, and he gets to the other door, and what does he see? The biggest, meanest, angriest lion, the one with the black mane and the big scar on his face, and this ain't no Hakuna Matata shit either. This dude is evil, and he knows it. He's seen how evil this guy could be, and he's got to make a decision. Is he going to try to go back around and then all the way around the lion cage and risk the porpoises killing each other, or is he going to be brave? And he decides to be brave, so he takes his left foot and he picks it up and he puts it on the other side of the lion, and as soon as he does, believe it or not, a cop car pulls up right in front of the cage. Okay, big SWAT van. Okay, SWAT people with guns start coming out. There's lasers all over them, just lasers all over. The cop lights are flashing. Helicopter descends from the sky, and there's a big light on them. And these guys start rappelling from the helicopters. You know, SWAT gear. Hoo, 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 you know, hut, 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 hut. You know, and like there's guns pointed at them, lasers shooting them in the face, and a voice through a bullhorn says, "Stop! You are under arrest!" And the guy's like, "But for what?" And the voice through the bullhorn says, "For transporting minas across state lines for immoral purposes."